Mark Robertson, it's been a long week. Preparations for Huddersfield Town, how have they been going?
Yeah, it's been going well, Rob. So we've had a clear week. We had an under-21s game actually on Tuesday. But Reezy was great. There was only Toby that was involved in that game. He had 60 minutes. Then apart from that, he took some of the other lads like Dean, who can't play in the FA Youth Cup because he's cup tied, and then he took a few of the other lads who will be involved in the team or the squad, and they just got half an hour. So we didn't really start until today in terms of preparation. We've been doing little bits and pieces here and there, but today was our first major prep day. And it went well. You always get a little bit of anxiety on the first day when things don't come off and things like that. But no, it was a really good day on the whole. And then tomorrow morning we'll be training again, and then it'll be about getting the boys off as quickly as possible, so they can rest, because obviously we're travelling up on the day on Saturday.
So generally, in terms of their mindset, they're where you want them to be, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I think you've always got to allow for a little bit of anxiety, a bit of nerves, and I think that's part of the match prep, is to get that out really. And the sort of side that you're thinking of playing always tend to not dominate against the side that the lads were probably trying to get a place in the starting lineup. But that's the way it is. But no, on the whole, it was good. They're taking on board the information that James and I want them to, which is the most important thing. And as I said, they're in good spirits, really good spirits. And as I said, tomorrow we'll go over the finer points in the morning and do a little bit of match analysis, and we should be ready to go.
As a group, in terms of where they were at the start of the season, how much have they improved up to now?
Yeah, massively. I mean, I keep saying it's, I think people look at the league table and they go, seen us in the FA Youth Cup, why are we sort of where we are in the league table? But it's just down to availability, really. When I've had, don't want to say my strongest side, but when we've had a full squad and I've been able to play the lads who are with the 21s, we haven't lost a game this season. That's the reality of it. And teams that are doing well, like Orient at the top of the league, haven't got an under 21, so they don't have that problem. So, it's good. We've always been decent. It's just meant that the younger lads have taken a little bit longer. And that's why we lost games early on. But then you look at the under-21 league, we're top of the under-21 league, and Reeves is doing that with 5-6 of the under-18s every game. So I think that shows our strength more than looking at the under-18 league table, really.
Clearly it's going to be a tough one up away at Huddersfield, but you've been to see them, and there's things that you think you can work upon there? Yeah,
I drove up there, long old day, but they were very good, to be fair. They beat Sheffield United 2-0, and it was pretty comfortable, although Sheffield United are top of their league, funny enough, but Huddersfield were pretty comfortable. And they were a good side, and obviously you're looking for little bits and pieces that you think you can hurt them, so hopefully I found a couple, and hopefully I found stuff where we can stop them hurting us. But no, there's no doubt that they're a very good side, so it'll be a challenge that the boys will be looking forward to.
Last season's group, of course, did very well indeed, but how keen are this group to make their own history this season now?
Yeah, massively, and that's what we talk about. We try not to talk about last year. Last year was last year, and as a club we want to keep growing and we want to keep doing new and better things all the time. So, that's what I keep saying, you've got to create your own little bit of history and at the same time continue to develop as players. So, I think they've got their bit between their teeth now, and they're looking forward to, as you said, create their own little bit of history.
In terms of the squad and everybody's kind of fit, ready for this one, all the key players you need? Yeah,
Paul took a little knock on Saturday and we had to take him off. We was taking him off anyway, but he's fine. He trained today, and Jaden got a knock as well, but he only played the last half hour on Saturday, but he's trained today. So no, we're absolutely fine, and there's nothing that we're doing tomorrow where we should get any injuries. So no, we've got a full squad to pick from, which is a good headache to have, because there was a couple of lads who performed really, really well today, put themselves in the reckoning. So no, we've got a full squad to pick from.
Of course, you've always said, in terms of over the years, it's about player development, but in the Youth Cup, it's about something where, if you can, you kind of sacrifice that because you want a bit of a run. And that's what you'd really like again this season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you want to win every single game of football you're playing, but FA Youth Cup, more than even the league, where we're constantly rotating and playing younger players, it's the one competition where you put out what you perceive as your strongest side, and a side that can do a job on that day, and there might be certain things that you'll do that you wouldn't normally do. So like for when we played Chelsea, for example, last year, we played a slightly different style to give ourselves a chance. That won't be the case Saturday. We'll be playing our own game, there's no doubt about that. But there's always things that you look at and think, well, we might need to do that because we want to get a result and have the best run we can.
Absolutely. Mark, best of luck Saturday.
Cheers, thanks Rob.